Web applications have evolved significantly over the past years. In fact, most users' online time is spent captivated in an application that's delivered via their browser. Traditional firewalls aren't able to effectively detect, block, or shape these types of applications. For that, you need some next-generation firewall features, like our application control. From the dashboard, if you navigate down to Web Protection and then select Application Control, you can actually work with our network visibility engine. Turning this on lets you see what's happening in your network in real time. The applications that are being used, the users that are using them, how much bandwidth, and how much total bandwidth has all been traversing through the system is all logged in meticulous detail. This gives you a great degree of control as to how you would like to act or react when designing your security policy. Now, once the network visibility is on, we can then go and make application control rules. You can then choose to control the activities that they're allowed to do, such as shaping traffic or blocking applications outright by very special signatures. For example, BitTorrent, a file transfer protocol, is quite tricky to block. It can use a variety of ports and be very cagey as to switching ports and changing its identification signatures. However, if you're equipped with our product, you can do that in just a moment. You click on New Rule, and from there we're going to do something like BitTorrent Block. We'll just name it BitTorrent Block here. And from there I want to actually control an application. We look through our library of over 1,000 applications and we actually find BitTorrent. Once I've selected it, I now have BitTorrent in my sights. Now BitTorrent here doesn't take into account at all what the user has set for their ports or the way that they want their BitTorrent program to communicate to the internet. It's all done by a forensic fingerprint that matches the traffic regardless of whatever settings they have. From there, we can choose to apply this to a certain user or a group, or simply apply it to the entire network to make sure that BitTorrent is not allowed in our company. When we click Save, the rule is now placed on the page, and from right here we can edit it, we can audit it, and we can see exactly how effective it is by looking at the logs and the bandwidth reports. But what if we don't want to plan our whole network policy ahead of time? There's no point in me wasting my time designing a policy to block BitTorrent if I don't actually have a BitTorrent problem. So to fix that, I'm going to have a look at exactly what's happening in my network now in real time. If I go back to Application Control, I can open our flow monitor on the desired interface. And from there, it's going to populate with a real-time picture of the landscape of my business. We can see that there's some Google video, there's some Zynga, which is basically some Facebook gaming traffic. Let's go ahead and block that. So by clicking one button, instantly Zynga has now been blocked, and I'll be able to see that shortly in our rules page. But rather than make this decision of block or allow, what if I simply want to allow traffic, but not allow it to suck up all of my internet bandwidth? That's also quite easy. So we see Google Video is being used. Let me just click the throttle button and give it a 1 megabit per second limit. I can choose if that limit is globally across the whole company or for each individual source or destination, for example. But let's make it 1 megabit. 1 megabit of Google Video is all I want to allow to eat up my internet line at any given time. When I hit save there, that rule is now also in place. So I didn't have to fill out individual parameters or figure out how to match that traffic. I saw it was happening, and in real time, I made a decision to do something about it. If I come back here, Application Control Rules, I can say I have my BitTorrent rule I manually created, and I can also see I have a Zynga blocked via our flow monitor, and there's some comments there that indicate to me that that was done via the flow monitor itself and not something I built manually. If I then navigate over to Interfaces and Routing and select our Quality of Service engine, I can see here under Traffic Selectors, I'm also doing some shaping for Google Video, and that's keeping it to 1 megabit per second. So using those tools together, our flow monitor, our app control, and our quality of service system, you can take utter control of your network by very special Layer 7 next generation patterns.